Welcome to the Process Breakdown Podcast, where we talk about streamlining and scaling operations of your company, getting rid of bottlenecks, and giving your employees all the information they need to be successful at their jobs. Now, let's get started with the show.
Chad Franzen here, co-host of the Process Breakdown Podcast, where we talk about streamlining and scaling operations of your company, getting rid of bottlenecks, and giving your staff everything they need to be successful at their job. Past guests include David Allen of Getting Things Done and Michael Gerber of The E-Myth, and many more. This episode is brought to you by SweetProcess. Have you had team members ask you the same questions over and over again, and this is the 10th time you spent explaining it? There's a better way and a solution. SweetProcess is a software that makes it drop-dead easy to train and onboard new staff and save time with existing staff. Not only do universities, banks, hospitals, and software companies use them, but first responder government agencies use them in life or death situations to run their operations. Use SweetProcess to document all the repetitive tasks that eat up your precious time so you can focus on growing your team and empowering them to do their best work. Sign up for a 14-day free trial, no credit card required. Go to sweetprocess.com, sweet like candy, SWEET process.com. Andrew Dale is Technical Director at CloudTech24. He's skilled in sales, customer relationship management, and account management. He has a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and services industry. Hey, Andrew, thanks so much for joining me today. How are you?
Hi, Chad. Yeah, very good. Thanks. And you?
Good, thank you. Hey, so tell me a little bit more about what CloudTech24 does.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a secure managed service provider that looks after all of the IT for organizations across the globe, primarily domiciled in the UK, but we have a 24/7 service desk that manages clients around the world.
What's the biggest kind of pain or problem or challenge that your company solves for your customers?
Being a centralized point of contact for IT and being a fully outsourced, like internal service desk, as it were, for clients. So that seems to be the biggest pain point that we tend to solve for our clients.
How many people work for CloudTech24?
We've got a team of about 20, 25 thereabouts now.
Can you give me an example of like a typical client, or maybe a list of a few clients that you guys serve? Yeah,
absolutely. Because we were spawned from a cybersecurity company and then created an IT provider, as opposed to lots of companies go from MSP into cybersecurity. We do have a lot of sort of financial organizations, asset management companies, hedge funds, and we also look after creative houses as well, so design studios and marketing teams.
How did you discover SweetProcess?
Yeah, sure. So we were trying to standardize our approach to pretty much everything within the business. All of the, like you mentioned at the top of the call, repetitive tasks, things that our service desk team need to be able to do, but also looking for something that could map out the process and procedure for things all the way down to how to raise an expense claim within the expenses system, or how to book leave in the HR system. All of those kinds of things. We wanted a kind of centralized repository of documentation and process. So we did a lot of Googling around and found SweetProcess from there.
What did you do kind of before you used SweetProcess, before you found them? Did you have a system, or what did you try previously?
Not really. So we had a centralized documentation platform that people were able to access, but it was primarily service desk related. So it linked, purely to the IT team rather than the HR or sales guys or anybody else within the business. So there were documents in SharePoint and places for people to go and find things, but it wasn't as accessible or task related as SweetProcess is.
So you searched for SweetProcess. Was there any kind of issues or recurring problems or something? Was there some issue that caused you to decide to look for a documentation platform like SweetProcess?
Yeah. So system that we used for the majority of our documentation before was specifically IT related. So it was really only relevant to the service desk team, and it didn't make sense for other members of the business to have access to that. So we needed something that was a bit more, I guess, overarching and generic, I suppose, in terms of its ability to deliver documentation and process for anything rather than just specifically IT related issues. So yeah, like I mentioned, the ability to map out a specific process for raising an expense claim and how to, photograph the receipt, to upload it into the online platform. You can just check off every step of that process in SweetProcess and complete it. It just makes everybody's life a lot easier, really.
When you started working with SweetProcess, what were some common questions you had in the beginning? And was there anything you were skeptical about?
There was nothing really we were that skeptical about. We had a really good demo of the product. We took advantage of the trial and tried to use it straight away as the platform of choice that we were going to be running with, just to make sure that it could actually do what we wanted it to do. We haven't found any kind of quirks or issues that we would kind of want to change. I mean, we've been with it for quite a while now, and it just works really well. In
what ways did you implement it then?
Yeah, sure. So one of the key things for us was the ability to track and report on repetitive tasks and completion. So one of the things we did up front was we put in some procedures for doing a daily IT checklist for our service desk team, and it runs across multiple different platforms where you have to log into different environments and check different things, from backups that have run overnight to updates that needed to be checked off. And because you can have a staged approach to the process, and you can have different paths that you go down depending on answers to questions from the previous step, you can have a relatively complex workflow that just guides you in the right direction the whole way through. So, was this done? Yes or no? If yes, go to question 5. If no, go to question 4 and complete that one. That kind of workflow was kind of key for our service desk, really. It's been great so far.
Do you use it for your onboarding process?
Yeah, we do. So our projects and onboarding team map out there's a standard document within SweetProcess that they will run through, but that involves the mapping out of the project within our project management platform, going through there, implementing the different solutions that those clients are going to be using, the installation of different agents and products on endpoints, and taking it through, step by step. And then again, they branch off into whether or not they're a Google Workspace client or a Microsoft 365 client, and then process to follow depending on which answers are checked.
How has using SweetProcess kind of changed things for you, or saved you time, saved you money?
It's been great. So there is now a centralized, standardized approach to everything that we do, and whenever we find something new that needs a stock response or a mapped out process for it, it goes straight into SweetProcess. It's an integral part of our day to day now within the business across all the different teams. Everybody has access to it, everybody uses it, and it's just allowed us to have a standard approach to everything, which is exactly what we needed.
Can you pinpoint how maybe it's changed a typical day, like day to day?
Yeah, so the reporting of tasks is the big one. So the way we currently have it set up is it will, when somebody completes a process, it will send an alert into Microsoft Teams to say this person has completed this process, and it then allows for validation and checking of of that process to make sure that, this person has done it and they followed every step and it says that this is the way it's been completed. Another member of the team can then spot check or validate that or those answers that were given, because it has the logging within that process to say that it was completed on this day, this person did it, they checked all these different things. And it's allowed us to find holes in some of our processes day to day, such as end user patch management, for example, where one of the members of the team that's completed the process document has said that they've completed all the patches and they've run everything, but actually when we've gone back to check and validate it, there's a few that's maybe been missed. So then, it's certainly helped us tidy up the way that we serve our clients.
Mm-hmm. What is do you have a next big goal that you want to achieve in your company?
Next big goal. Yeah, we've got lots of goals. Growth is the big one. We've kind of gone from strength to strength over the last few years, and fortunately haven't been affected too badly by the pandemic or anything like that. SweetProcess was implemented at the beginning of the pandemic and kind of helped us standardize over the last couple of years. The next big goal is a tricky one. It's really just kind of growth and making sure that we then have a more standardized approach to everything. We want to get some of the ISO accreditations. So again, having a centralized process platform for that is going to be important. Okay, good. How can people find out more about CloudTech24? How can they find out more? Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So to find out more, they can go to CloudTech24.com, where they'll find out absolutely everything that we can do. We also have a LinkedIn page. We've got Facebook at CloudTech24, and a Twitter feed as well. Okay, great. Hey, just to wrap things up, what is the very next step that someone listening should take to streamline operations? Absolutely, I think they should go and take out a trial of SweetProcess and use it as if you were going to, as if you were already kind of using it for weeks and weeks, and upload any processes in there and just run with it, because you'll find that actually it will help you streamline everything. Okay. Hey, Andrew, thanks so much. I really appreciate your time today. No problem at all. Thanks, Chad. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Process Breakdown Podcast. Before you go, quick question. Do you want a tool that makes it easy to document processes, procedures, and/or policies for your company so that your employees have all the information they need to be successful at their job? If yes, sign up for a free 14-day trial of SweetProcess. No credit card is required to sign up. Go to sweetprocess.com, sweet like candy, and process like process.com. Go now to sweetprocess.com and sign up for your risk-free 14-day trial.
Hi, this is Owen, the CEO and co-founder here at SweetProcess. If you've enjoyed listening to this podcast interview, actually, you know what I want you to do? Go ahead and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. That way we get more people aware of the good stuff that you get here on this podcast. Again, go on to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. Looking forward to reading your review. Have a good day.